We're going to decide the strategy for buying a car. Fred says, this weekend, we should go ahead and buy the new car. Everybody knows when buying a car that you negotiate. Jane says, you mean the one we saw at the Toyota car dealer? And Fred says, yes, I have the salesperson's business card here. His name is Bill. But the price is more than we can afford. So remember, we talked about price? The price that the salesperson is asking for is more than Fred is willing to pay. Jane says we should make an offer that is 20% below the list price. Fred responds, I don't think Bill will like that very much. He told me the price was the bottom line. The bottom line is the lowest price possible. Jane says, I don't care if he likes it. Every dollar we save on the car, we can use for buying gas. So, Jane is very clear. She wants to stick to this price. Jane wants to save money to buy something else of value. Fred says an alternative is we can buy my brother's car. He told me he's going to replace his car already. Jane says, he just bought that car last year. He seems to change cars every year. Fred responds, he even gave me a quote already. Should I offer him 20% less? So Fred's brother is selling his car. Maybe we can buy his car because the Toyota dealer car is too expensive. The Toyota is over our price goal. We don't want to go over that price. Jane says, of course not. If we pressure him on price, he may not help us paint the house this summer. So we don't want to pressure Fred's brother on price because he's already going to do us a favor. We want to have a good relationship with him in the future. Fred says, oh yeah. So we want to stay on his good side. We want to stay friends with him for a long time. So we don't want to pressure him. Jane agrees with right. Jane and Fred ask the two key questions. First, how important is this negotiation now? We found out that the Toyota dealer's price is over Fred's goal. How important is the relationship? Because Fred and Jane will not buy another car for a long time, the relationship is not important. On the other hand, let's ask 2 questions for buying from Fred's brother. The price may also be too high, but the relationship is important. Now, let's look at a business situation. Here we see a strategy planning meeting. This is a meeting before a negotiation. We're trying to think of what our strategy is. So Fred says, now that we have our goals clear, we need to decide on which strategy to emphasize. Fred and Bill have already made their goal package. Now that the goal package is clear, we need to pick a strategy. Bill says, isn't the strategy always the same? Make the most profit. Most people think this way. Just get the lowest price you can. Lowest price is the best deal you can. Fred says, that would be true if we want to compete with the other side, or if they just accommodate our demands. I think this deal is very important for Zeno, so they won't just give us what we want. Fred is trying to say, yeah, right. It's easy to say, just get what you want. The problem with that is the other side wants something too. Unless the other side is just going to give us what we want, unless they're just going to compromise on everything, you can say, I'm just going to get the best deal. But what is the best deal? Bill asks, is there an acceptable alternative? Fred responds, well, if Zeno Company feels we are making more profit while they are losing money, they may avoid negotiating with us. Remember what we said at the beginning of this class. To have a negotiation, you really need to have 2 things. One is something in common, something we're working together for. In this case, we're buying from Zeno. Zeno wants to sell, and we want to buy. We want to make a profit, and they want to make a profit. This is something in common. If the thing that is different, like price, is too large, Zeno will just walk away or say, it's not worth it. So how do we include them and keep them interested in the negotiation? Bill says, you mean they will withdraw? Zeno could drop out of the negotiation. Fred says that is one strategy. On the other hand, If they think they can beat us trying to get the best price, they will compete. So, of course, we want to keep them in the negotiation. If Zeno chooses the avoidance strategy, Fred and Bill will get no deal. Isn't that good? Bill says. And Fred responds, competing can make it hard to cooperate in the future. We will oppose everything they want, and they will oppose everything we want. Even if we win, Zeno may be very angry over the negotiation. This is the relationship idea we are talking about. Bill says, maybe we don't need Zeno in the future. Fred responds, if we have a good alternative, you could be right. Right now, however, Zeno is the best supplier we have. So now we're asking, how important is this negotiation? How important is this Zeno company to us right now? Well, what if we have other suppliers, like 5 suppliers? Zeno is just one supplier. We can ask the other 5 suppliers for a better price. We can consider other suppliers with better prices. In this case, we don't need to worry about Zeno being angry at us. We don't care. We don't worry about the relationship. However, what if Zeno has something special we need? Maybe they have special qualities, special features, or fast delivery. Maybe they give us some special offer, a special opportunity that we cannot get anywhere else. Maybe we really need Zeno in the future. In this case, the relationship is much more important. Bill says, so we need to collaborate with them. Fred says, right. We need to make sure everything we do and say in a negotiation, our tactics help support this strategy of collaboration. So right here we see Bill and Fred have chosen a very clear strategy. What is the strategy? Collaboration. Bill says, this way both sides will find the deal acceptable.